So I had a different video that I was gonna post today, but no, I couldn't not do this video. This is designer reacts to Windows 11. I've seen screenshots, and that's all I've seen. We're gonna go through this whole setup. We're gonna install Windows 11 in a virtual machine, and I'm gonna give you my hot take. Let's go ahead and get started with this, because holy crap, I'm excited, and I'm about ready to throw up because Windows is so ugly. Let's do this. Oh, there we go. All right, so we have a Windows logo, and I feel like there's just not enough of a gap. Like the Windows logo just doesn't have enough of a gap in it anymore. Okay, so we have some options here. Let's see, we have that's the scroll bar. Oh my god. Wait a minute. So, all right. Initial take here. Okay, we have a Windows 7 style border, right? Windows 7 style border. That's all well and good. We also have a kind of combo between a Windows 7 and a Windows XP button layout, right? But then we have a Windows 9X style drop-down button, and then we have the new Windows 10 scroll bar. Pick a paradigm, Microsoft. Pick a paradigm. What is this? This is miserable. All right, we're just gonna go with the defaults here, and not much else we can do. We're just gonna install. Let's see how this goes. Now we have a different window border, and we have a different checkbox. We have a back button here from like Internet Explorer, and then we have the close button here that is different from the close button we had before. The close button we had before was like embedded in the title bar. This kind of like lives on the edge of the title bar. And again, we have like the scroll bar here that is just horrible. I mean, it's nice that it kind of stays out of the way, but you know, the point of it is not that the up and down arrows and the thumb here kind of get smaller. It's that the whole width of the title of the scroll bar should shrink. Like, you're kind of missing the entire point, Microsoft. Okay, so we have a checkbox and we have the same buttons as before. That's fine. And we're going to install it right there. Now this shouldn't take very long because this is running off a SSD. Dang, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. It takes like 5 minutes to install a Linux distro. Why does it take 20 minutes to install Windows 11? Yeah, I'm not loving the Windows 11 logo. There's not enough space between the different cells or the different, squares in the logo. Also, like, what's with the font? Like, is that like an aspect ratio problem? What is going on here? Literally an hour later, it's finally booting. Unbelievable. I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. I don't respect Windows at all. I think Microsoft is pretty notoriously bad for their user experience, their user interface, their design choices. I think the best UI Microsoft ever had was the Xbox Blades dashboard, and they didn't even do that themselves. They contracted that out. And, the Zune, I actually really liked the Zune. I know a lot of people didn't, but I thought the Zune had a really nice UI. So we'll see about Windows 11 here, if it will ever boot up. Holy crap, it literally took an hour and a half to install Windows 11 here. That was not what I was anticipating.
To set up your device using a screen reader, turn on Narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus Enter. For more accessibility features, press Windows plus U, or select the accessibility.
Okay, so we're gonna pick, I'm actually kind of digging this quite a bit, actually. I like the flat color. Oh, I like the little animations too. This is nice. We have like the Windows 10 style scroll bar here. This is still, this isn't like the scroll bar we saw in the drop down. Yes is fine. Do you want to add? We're gonna skip that. Why are we doing this? Checking for updates. Here we go. I do like this. This looks nice. I was expecting Windows 11 to be more of the same that we got in Windows 10, which is like really poorly designed icons in a terribly thought out user interface. So that was nice. I actually dig that quite a bit. I'm not going to sign in with a Windows thing. We're not going to do that. Oh, you have to? There's no way around it? Dingus McGillicuddy at outlook.com. All right. What's your name? Dingus. Last name? Let's make sure I spelled this correctly. McGillicuddy. You know, honestly, I don't hate this UI. I think this actually looks really nice. The soft shading on the Xbox controller and the music note and the picture, I really like the soft shading. So I wasn't recording the intro here, but that's fine. No location service, no find my device, no diagnostic data, no inking and typing, no tailored experience, no advertising ID. I actually just reinstalled Windows 10 on this desktop computer here a couple of weeks ago, and I have to say that this is a much better experience than like the freaking wide layout that goes across the entire screen. I feel like this is a much better like onboarding experience. Let's customize your experience. Select all the ways you plan to use your device to get connected with it. All right, creativity, family, schoolwork, entertainment, business. Let's pick business because I'm all about business. Let's pick creativity because I'm all about creativity. Let's click accept here. The soft pastel colors, like the hues are quite muted, but they feel modern. Only store on this device. And you know what? Like the fact that you can highlight this, well, okay, I guess you can't, but it's saying that you can highlight the text with the cursor. And this says you can highlight the text too. I wouldn't be surprised if this was some kind of like web interface here because you can highlight it here. But yeah, the weird thing about this is the loading. Like why is it loading? Like what the heck is going on? And we're back to the Windows 10 just a moment, and then it's going to come up with the, hi, we've got your computer ready for you. It used to say we're getting things ready for you, and I always used to think that was creepy. I don't like it when computers anthropomorphize themselves. Please keep your PC on and plugged in. Don't turn off your PC. The nitpicker in me is seeing, please keep your PC on and plugged in, period. Don't turn off your PC, no period. Be consistent. Be consistent. That's all I gotta say. I do kind of like this background though, like it's shifting around with the splotches of color here. The subtle blue gradient. Oh, it looks blue to me right now. That was a pleasant sound effect. I liked that. Ba-boom. That's all you need. Pleasant. Dingus McGillicuddy here in my start menu. Is that what this is? Is that my start menu? Yeah. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, hate the background. I hate this background. Ooh, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. So, first things first. Yeah, I'm digging the sound effects quite a bit. Okay. So, these like legacy buttons, I don't know what you would want to call them, they don't really seem to fit. You can just definitely feel the legacy-ness of this, right? Like this just feels antiquated. But oh hey, we have a nice the new scroll bar, which we didn't have in the initial setup for some reason. Ooh, that was pretty. I like that it's using a consistent timbre throughout the whole, like all of the sounds, like the startup sound and whatever else. Oh, Dingus McGillicuddy. Yeah, there's a consistent timbre, like I was saying, to all the sounds. I dig that because like right now it's kind of disparate sounds in Windows. The sound effects don't feel similar. Like some of them sound like similar, but they use different instruments or different synths. This is like a simple pad with like a synthesized xylophone or vibraphone or something. and it has literally taken from clicking reboot to getting back to a usable desktop, it has taken 3.5 minutes, which is just unacceptable. I mean, I'm not even at a usable desktop yet. Like, I don't know if this is because I'm running it in a VM or what, but like, or if it's pre-release software, but dang, it is slow. I mean, it is like deathly slow. I literally started recording this video at 1 o'clock and it's now 3:46. Just, it's so slow, dude. So we have the recycle bin icon. I can dig on that. That's pretty cool. Okay. Hey, look at that. What could even be going wrong here? Okay. I gotta nitpick again. They have figured it out once, but not twice. So you can see here on the right, we have a scroll bar. And if I use the scroll wheel, the scroll bar the thumb moves up and down. And if you mouse over the scroll bar, it pops up. Okay, that's the purpose of a scroll bar. Okay, that minimizes like this. It goes away and then it comes in and then it goes away if you don't need it, right? That's the whole purpose of having a scroll bar that minifies like this. So how the hell did they not figure that out? They have 2 different types of scroll bars in Windows 11. Why? There should be one. It should be consistent throughout the whole UI. But now that we're here, in the settings panel, I do like this, and I know that this is kind of similar to Windows 10 right now, where it's got like the frosted glass and it kind of, you know, makes the background kind of, you know, blurry or whatever. And that's nice. I mean, that's a nice effect. You can do it in a web browser. Just saying. Show me something you can't do in a web browser and I'll be impressed. These buttons are hideous though. I think these buttons are just really bad. Although the fact that when you mouse over them, they now just have like a border, whereas before it was like this weird thing that kind of followed your cursor around. This is much nicer, and they kind of still have that. You can see like you're mousing over this and you have like a solid border, but as you approach these other ones, you start to see the border show up, and it's actually kind of clear here. Like it follows your cursor. That's distracting and weird, and it just doesn't make sense. Also, the squareness of these buttons, or like the panel layout here, doesn't really go with like the rounded edges thing that they're going for here. You can right click and you know what? That's actually pretty nice. Although you can definitely see that there's like padding in here, and I would have done away with the padding and I just have the elements have padding on them. What else is there to see in Windows 11 here? The Microsoft Store. Oh boy. The main reason everyone uses Windows 10 is the Microsoft Store here. Oh, and I know a bunch of people got their panties in a twist when I said the Windows Store. You know why I called it that? Because that's what it is. It's the Windows Store. I don't care. Microsoft Store. Yeah, I really don't like this mouse over, like, follows your cursor thing. It's not nice. It feels like an engineer came up with that. No offense to my engineer friends, but widgets. Oh, hey, we've got widgets. Everyone was telling me about widgets. What? There's what? Literally, what just happened? So you'll notice that like it actually spawned the window like with enough padding around the outside here, like this, which is actually kind of nifty, and it kind of reminds me of tiled window managers work on Linux, how they'll like leave padding between windows so you can see your desktop through the gaps. And I was thinking, oh, maybe that's how it is, but then, you know, you try it and no, it will just maximize it. Like the, you know, it doesn't leave a gap around it, which I know a lot of people would complain about if that was the case, if that actually was how it worked. And okay, so in Microsoft Edge, we're back to the 9x legacy scroll bar, but this time it doesn't even like minify the thumb. I think this is actually just a Google Chrome scroll bar, because Edge is basically Chrome. Microsoft gave up on life and stopped caring. Yeah, okay, so let's look through the start menu now. This is a very different kind of start menu than we're familiar with. We have pinned apps, so we have Mail and Edge and Calendar and a bunch of other things here. We have recommended, which is where Microsoft will be placing all of the ads. And then, you know, you can scroll through your pinned. But what happens if we type? Hey, we can actually type and but it pulls up the frickin' search. That's dumb. Although, you know, I have to admit, I do like that these two things are centered here. I know that's kind of controversial, but like if you're on Windows 10 right now and you go to like search for something, then the menu that pops up, the search menu, will justify itself to the leftmost edge of the search button. So that it leaves like this weird gap, like a Windows start menu gap on the left side of the screen where the window thing comes in. It's like, why? So this is kind of nice, even though I don't like that these are separate menus. I don't think it's necessary for them to be separate menus. I do like that they're centered here. What happens if we like just open a bunch of stuff? Let's just open like a whole bunch of stuff. Photos, calendar. So it looks like it's still spawning in the center. I don't want to open any of these. So it looks like they're actually, it's going to stay centered. So if you have like a bunch of stuff open and the start menu button's like over here and you click it, you know, you're gonna have to move your cursor to the right pretty far in order to get to the menu. All right, so we have a bunch of these windows open here. Let's close some of these. We don't need them all. So I want to take a look at these two apps because these kind of like show like the Windows paradigm. So we have calendar, right? So it's showing the month on the left, which, okay, that makes sense to do. It shows the current week. I actually really like this layout for a calendar. Like it just shows this week rolling to forward for the next 6 weeks here. That's actually really nice. I dig that quite a bit. The big issue that I have here, like what is this background over here? Like, I mean, it's obviously like a mountain or something. But like, why? Why is this different? Why is this not transparent like this bar is? But then also, why is this transparent and everything else isn't? And like today, why is today not transparent but the rest of it is? Like, there's so many weird things that I just don't quite grasp here. I do like that each app kind of has its own color though. Like the accent color here is red or like a pinkish red. And then this is blue. I mean, that makes sense. It lets there kind of be a visual distinction between the two applications. And it matches like the actual icon color. So it's easy to tell, you know, which app you're in. You know, we also have a scroll bar here, you know, the new scroll bar. Don't seem to have one here though. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this new look here. This new look is nice. And again, we have the frosted glass married with the weird, like, you know what it looks like to me almost in this scenario? It looks like the buttons are kind of like trying to raise up to meet your cursor. Like if you watch the cursor move to the left here, it looks like the buttons are kind of like separating from each other. You see it? It feels wrong. It just feels like it's growing in a gross way. I don't like it. It's unsettling. Okay. So lots of pluses, lots of minuses. That's kind of my takeaway so far. Let's look at all apps. Okay, this is pretty basic and very much like the all apps that they have in Windows 10 right now. Let's look at the File Explorer. Oh, I actually quite like these icons. I'm not gonna lie, these icons are pretty nice. I like the colors. They kind of all work together, even if they are very different colors. I feel like the green here and the whatever colors this is, like orange, tangerine, don't really go well together, but I mean, it's coherent at least, right? Here, I don't like any of these icons. I've never been a fan of the ribbon. I don't like the ribbon form factor. And this menu is just like, why? Why is this menu like this? Let's go to this PC. And again, that's kind of a nice icon. So, all right, I'm pretty torn about this because on the one hand, I like the direction that this is going in. Like Microsoft actually has kind of stepped up their game when it comes to design. But on the other hand, there's still so many disparate elements that just don't add up. So, okay, we have the legacy like scroll bar replacement, which is just miserable and completely and utterly misses the mark. Then we have these weird, unsettling buttons, right? That I just don't like. And then we have this type of button here, which is still pretty bad. And then we have these buttons that are more like tabs, and they don't match at all with the style at all. Everybody but Microsoft knows how to make a pretty good interface. Even KDE, which I don't like KDE's UI, even KDE has a better coherent out of the box feel to it than Windows 11 does. And like I said, I mean, I'm going to give them credit where it's due. They have stepped up their game enough where I can recognize it. Like, this is better than Windows 10, but it's still pretty bad. These line art icons just feel, amateur isn't the word, but they don't feel like professional. They don't feel like they belong. They're not coherent. When you click on here, you know, these icons actually do feel in place in this menu, in this context, because it's like you have a very few number of pixels to convey like meaning. So using simple line art like that makes sense. But over here, you have more room to play with it. Add something, add some visual flair, add some color, add something to stand out, to draw the attention, to you know, explain the purpose of these elements in these, you know, panels. And I just can't get over that there's 3 different types of frickin' scroll bars in Windows 11. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts about this. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think about this. Are you designers? Are you interested in Windows 11's new design? Let me know. I want to give a special shout out to my top tier Singularity members over on Patreon, without whom I would not be able to do this. So thank you to them. If you believe in the work that I do and you want to help this show grow, make sure you head over to Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube. It all makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.